Jalen Hurts had the worst game of his career, 5 turnovers, 4th reigning Super Bowl MVP to have a 5-turnover game. The only one with more was your buddy Peyton Manning, who threw 6 in a game also against the Chargers on a Sunday night. Much more on last night's game as we continue. But let's run a little bit of, it's not going to really be a very fast hurry up because we got 2 topics I want to get to. The first one, Dan, might be my favorite story of the year.
Phillip Rivers, the same guy, not one of his kids, is working out for the Indianapolis Colts at quarterback. This is unprecedented levels of desperation in Indianapolis. Daniel Jones tore his Achilles. Riley Leonard, the backup, who incidentally is younger than Phillip Rivers' oldest child, I'm not kidding, has a knee injury, might not be able to go. So Phillip Rivers, our Jeremy Fowler, reporting that the workout took place last night, which was on Rivers' 44th birthday, and that he threw the ball well. And I think there's a chance this happens.
I think in Phillip's own words, gosh dang, this might actually be fascinating. Jeff, what? I feel like someone needs to give Jeff a hug.
Oh, this is brutal.
What has happened to the Colts in a few weeks, all kidding. I mean, this part of it feels almost a little funny, but it's just brutal what has happened to that franchise.
We'd already dropped 3 or 4, and then midway through, you see Daniel Jones go down, and as a Colts fan, we all know we just traded our 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who comes over, and he's got a calf injury, and then now this was going to be our quarterback. And so you're going to ride the organization with this. This is December, y'all. And Achilles in December, he ain't going to be back for the regular season, or early in the regular season.
Next year, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, so now there's all kinds of things that come into play. The Phillip Rivers, great. Yeah, I mean, I hope if he does come back, I hope it goes really well. If I'm calling I'm calling Tom Brady too. Do we stop there? Like, Tom's at least, we see him, he's in shape. Like, he's done some things in the career. Like, let's bring him. What is he, 46?
Yeah, I mean, Unitas is no longer with us. Right? Like,
you can call anybody.
Do we think that Brady could own the Raiders, play for the Colts, and broadcast games on Fox?
I mean, at least we're making history. It's not the first time the Colts have made history. We'll make history.
I bet you he thinks he can.
For sure.
It's brutal. I mean,
it's unfortunate. I mean, the other thing about the Daniel Jones situation is also like the Achilles injury. We don't really have a great history of guys coming back at the position playing well. So even if he's not back for next year, you would hope that it felt like they found their quarterback. Yeah, and it feels like now with no draft picks and no promising other prospects at the spot. I mean, Richardson still still can't see right other quarterbacks. So it just feels like a real dire situation.
And to y'all point, the thing that sucks for Daniel Jones personally, he's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
so it's not a guarantee that he's going to get the contract he deserves. I have the Colts game this weekend, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I could really be in production meetings with Phillip Rivers.
That'd be fun.
Hey, what defense do they play this week?
Seattle.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, they play
let me just say this. If I am Phillip Rivers and his bride, children, whatever, I'm like,
concerned citizen.
Dad, save yourself. Save yourself, because it's going to come up, and I'm going to let you know. That is a violent defense that brings a lot of very angry, big-bodied people to put the hammer down. That ball better come out on step 2, because you can't get to step 3, man. Go ahead and get it out.
And a relatively small sidebar in all this, it would restart his Hall of Fame candidacy clock for another 5 years. I think you're saying that because it's not the most important.
He's not going in this year. Yeah.
He wouldn't get in this year anyway, but it would start the whole 5 years over again.
Yeah.
All right, so we got one quarterback at one end of the spectrum. Now let's talk about a very young one in Cleveland.
Shedeur Sanders, head coach Kevin Stefanski of the Browns, saying Shedeur will start the rest of the year at quarterback for Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders coming off the best game of his brief career so far. And I mean, they didn't win the game, but he threw for 364 yards? And I think
3 touchdowns, ran for another.
Look, the team has 2 first-round picks that drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks this year. It still has Deshaun Watson under contract for 1 more year. As the muddiest quarterback picture in the entire league, Shedeur Sanders is going to get a month to show where he belongs in all of it.
And what do we think? I mean,
he deserves it. He earned every bit of this.
I think if Shedeur Sanders had been a first-round pick, we'd be talking about him a lot differently than this. Like the amount of leeway and the reaction we give to first-round picks is like there's so much promise. And the thing that we always look for in quarterbacks is so many quarterbacks that we've seen, and we're like, if he could just clean this up. And year after year, it's always the same thing for certain players. The thing for Shedeur that was impressive is last week he was terrible as far as managing the pocket. Now, he's gotten a little better at it. Like, the ability to show some improvement is super impressive. I agree that he doesn't have all the ridiculous, arm talent that you would want, but understanding defenses, making good decisions, and managing the pocket is better than the Browns have had in a long time.
What he did on Sunday, he gives them hope. Like, you felt like watching that game, the Browns had a legit chance to win the football game with what they were able to do on the offensive side of the ball. So if Shedeur plays the way he did Sunday for the rest of the season with 2 first-round draft picks, imagine what the Cleveland Browns can do and who they can go get, a trade possibly. There's so many other options if they feel like after a month, if Shedeur continues to play that way, that we have a quarterback for the future, now you can actually build on this roster and see that you can actually make some moves to go play and win.
The 30 for 30 on this season is going to be so fascinating someday when we go back to giving Kenny Pickett all the reps in training camp and then trading him before the season starts, into starting Dylan Gabriel for weeks before you went to this. Candidly, it's been ludicrous.
You laughed out that they had Joe Flacco starting at quarterback and then they traded him to a division rival. Like,
it's a strategy, and then he comes. Shedeur comes out there. He's got 4 touchdowns created on the game, and they take him out for the 2-point conversion that could tie it at the very end.
And they only got him because of injury. Like at that point, he still hadn't gotten a chance to start.
The whole thing has been sort of shrouded in a weirdness that I can't fully dissect because I'm not there and I don't understand it. I know there are a lot of questions about it locally, but one way or another, he's going to get a chance to prove that he is the player that a lot of the analysts said he was in the draft.
And let's put a cap on this. To me, this is no different than any, because you talk about if it's a first-round pick or what, you want to see progression. Like you just want to see him week in and week out get a little bit better, right? Because I hear people talk about, it was the Titans. It was, right? But you're going to continue to play better and better defenses. You have to show that you're doing this.
Some of our favorite moments from what was a really good week. Graziano, what did you think was the best play of the whole weekend?
How about Christian Benford changing the entire game for the Bills against the Bengals with this pick 6? They sent him on a corner blitz earlier in the game, and he got to the quarterback. This time he decided to jump. I actually asked him after the game, what made you decide to jump? And he said, I don't know. I just jumped. So good for him. Might have completely saved the Bills' season.
And ruined and ended the Bengals' season in a play that, you were right, literally turned that whole game. J-Mac, who had the best performance of the weekend?
Let's not leave the game. I love the snowfall and everything that goes along with it. Benford on the defensive side of the ball, and we're talking Rams, and we're talking about
That's my fault. I was supposed to ask Domonique.
We haven't talked much about the Rams this week. I know they lost to the Panthers a week ago, but they might be the best team in all of the NFL right now, flying with this quarterback playing well. And Puka just put it in his area. He's going to catch that. He had a one-handed catch over the middle that was insane in traffic.
That was the best win of the week. Score that E1 if you're keeping score at home. That one was on me. J-Mac, who had the best performance of the weekend?
The Rams are the best team in the NFC. Could the Bills be the best team in the AFC? When you have Josh Allen as your quarterback, he does whatever it is you need him. You need me to throw a touchdown pass? I can do that. I can scramble around. I can run with the football. Whatever it is, I put the cape on and I just put the team on my back.
So let me ask you this, because I don't think we haven't talked about the Bills that way all year. We've talked more about, can they make sure they get into the playoffs? They get a crack at New England this weekend.
That's right.
Josh Allen is staring at an AFC postseason field that will not have Joe Burrow, may not have Lamar Jackson, probably won't have Patrick Mahomes in it. The path is cleared finally for this historically good player to become what he's, I think, destined to be, which is an all-time great. He's got to get to a championship. Is the pressure on him to get it done now because those guys aren't in his way?
100%. This is a take it all right now. And listen, he can't control the defensive side of his football team, but these kind of plays offensively, these are the type of performance he's going to have the rest of the way out. That's just the facts of it. To get to the playoffs, in the playoffs, they're going to have to go. They're going to have to travel, right? So when you're thinking about this football team, it's going to have to rest on Josh Allen's shoulders. I think he can carry it. The bottom line is the defensive side's got to do their part as well.
Did you see their remaining schedule, Cindy? If you go back to that, I mean, their remaining schedule is brutal. Absolutely brutal.
It'll warm them up for the playoffs for sure. I think the point that you were making about the AFC is there aren't any other proven superheroes out there except for him. So I think, of course, we're seeing Drake May turn into something. He may be the MVP. I was going to say that we haven't seen him do it in the playoffs, but he's only in his second year. You have to imagine that you feel more confident, even given all the limitations on the Bills, with Josh Allen in a major situation than anybody else in the AFC.
This week's huge. The Bills are going to Foxborough, try and avenge that earlier season loss in Buffalo to the Patriots, stay in the division race. The Patriots win this game, they're division champions. So the Bills, if the Bills can win this game, all of a sudden things get very, very interesting. You talk about that schedule looking brutal the rest of the way, none of those teams have Josh Allen.